guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Debbie. So today's video is going to be a little bit different looking because I'm not at home. I'm recording this on my phone. Where I live in US, there was this big fire, so yeah, I'm not there right now. I'm going to show you guys some videos later on. Maybe not in this video, but yeah, it's intense. But I wanted to share something that I saw online, and it was just too disturbing to not share right away. So I'm just going to play the video for you, and then we'll come right back.
You talk about in the complaint a hearing from women who are detained there, talking about a specific doctor performing hysterectomies, referring to him as a uterus collector. Tell us about how you heard about this doctor and what women said about their experiences with him.
You have detained women. I had several detained women on numerous occasions that would come to me and say, Miss Wooten, I had a hysterectomy. Why? I had no answers as to why they had those procedures. And one lady walked up to me here this last time around between October of 19 until July the 2nd. And she said, what is he? Is he the uterus collector? Does he collect uteruses? And I asked her, what does she mean? And she says, everybody that I talked to has had a hysterectomy, and you just don't know what to say. I mean, I don't have a answer for why that they would come to me and they would say, is he the uterus collector?
Wow, if this is true, this is absolutely disgusting. I mean, I don't know why this lady would lie, and I don't know, put herself out there like that. I did find this article from CNN. Of course, it is CNN, so take that how you will, but I'm just going to read this out to you. It says, a whistleblower who previously worked in an immigration and customs enforcement facility in Georgia detailed a high rate of hysterectomies and alleged medical neglect in a complaint filed to the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General Monday. Dan Wooten, a licensed practical nurse employed by the center, who's represented by the Government Accountability Project and Project South, stated in a complaint that while some women may have been required a hysterectomy, everybody's uterus cannot be that bad. The Government Accountability Project provides representation for whistleblowers, and Project South is a social justice organization. The complaint is also signed by several immigrant advocacy organizations: Georgia Detention Watch, Georgia Latino Alliance for Human Rights, and South Georgia Immigrant Support Network. The allegations put forth in this whistleblower complaint point to an alarming pattern of unsafe conditions and a lack of oversight at privately run ICE facilities, said Representative Benny Thompson of Mississippi, chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, in a statement, adding the allegations of hysterectomies being performed on women without consent is incredibly disturbing. Thompson's committee is investigating on the conditions at ICE contractor facilities. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat of California, urged the DHS Inspector General to investigate Wooten's allegations. Everybody he sees has a hysterectomy. Just about everybody. He's even taken out the wrong ovary on a young lady, which was a detained immigrant woman. She was supposed to get her left ovary removed because it had a cyst on the left ovary. He took out the right one. She was upset. She had to go back to take out the left, and she wound up with a total hysterectomy, Wooten explains in the complaint. She still wanted children, so she has to go back home now and tell her husband that she can't bear kids. She said she was not all the way out under anesthesia and heard him tell the nurse that he took out the wrong ovary, she continued. The complaint doesn't disclose the name of the gynecologist or the number of women allegedly coerced into receiving the procedure nor when it occurred. ICE said it doesn't comment on matters presented to the Inspector General. ICE takes all allegations seriously and defers to the Office of the Inspector General regarding any potential investigation and/or results. That said, in general, anonymous, unproven allegations made without any fact-checkable specifics should be treated with the appropriate skepticism they deserve, the agency said. Since 2018, only 2 individuals at Irwin County Detention Center have been referred to certified credentialed medical professionals at gynecological or obstetricial healthcare facilities for hysterectomies, according to Dr. Ada Rivera, medical director at the ICE Health Service Corps, citing agency data. Based on their evaluations, these specialists recommended hysterectomies. These recommendations were reviewed by the facility clinical authority and approved, Rivera said in a statement. Irwin County Detention Center, the facility at the center of the complaint, is required to follow medical standards put in place by ICE in 2011. The standards state that female detainees shall receive routine, age-appropriate gynecological and obstetrical health care consistent with recognized community guidelines for women's health services. According to those standards, healthcare services must be provided by personnel who are licensed, certified, credentialed, and or registered in compliance with applicable state and federal requirements. Healthcare providers are chosen by the facility from among the local community providers willing to accept ICE detainees as patients, an ICE official said, adding that in some cases, the facility provider or clinical director may have community contacts they routinely work with. LaSalle Corrections, which operates the facility, did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. Priyanka Bhatt, a staff attorney at Project South, said, however, that over the years, our coalition has heard from several women who have either had a hysterectomy done or have talked to other immigrants who have had a hysterectomy done. A detained immigrant told Project South that she had spoken to 5 different women at Irwin County Detention Center between October and December 2019 who had a hysterectomy. When I met all those women who had had surgeries, I thought this was like an experimental concentration camp. It was like they were experimenting with our bodies, said the immigrant, whose name was not disclosed by the organization. Leanne Colbraith, co-founder and co-chair of South Georgia Immigrant Support Network, a humanitarian organization, recalled conversations with a handful of detained women over recent years who shared concerns about gynecological care. With alarming frequency, we hear about women who've received gynecological procedures. Sometimes they were not given an opportunity to give consent for that. The anecdotes in the whistleblower complaint confirmed Colbraith's concerns. That affirmed my worst fears about what might be happening here, she told CNN. Wooten described speaking with detained women who didn't fully understand why they had the medical procedure. These immigrant women, I don't think they really totally all the way understand this is what's going to happen, depending on who explains it to them, Wooten said. The complaint also alleges the facility didn't take the necessary precautions to avoid the spread of COVID-19, which ultimately motivated Wooten to come forward. Really? That's what made you come forward? Anyways. It says, I begin to ask questions about why would the detainees not be tested, symptomatic or non-symptomatic, Wooten said. But what broke the back and the last straw was looking in and living it for yourself, coming to work and being told that even though you're being tested, you can report when CDC guidelines says stay home and a doctor's note says stay home. The allegations raised by Wooten are similar to those surfacing around the country from immigrants held at ICE facilities, according to court documents, lawyers, and other whistleblowers. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that at that. I'm going to link the article down below. This is very disturbing to me, if this is true. There's just so much going on right now in the States in terms of racism, and it's just heartbreaking. No one should have this kind of right taken away from them, the right to procreate, the right to your bodies. It should be a choice for you to make for yourself. That is just disgusting if these allegations are true. I really think that if it is true, all these women should come together and bring a class action lawsuit, because what the hell, man. So I don't know, well, if this, great on this woman for coming forward, if this is what's happening, because, when you shine a light on it, hopefully it can stop it from happening. And that's why I saw it. I don't live in the States, but it doesn't really matter. It's human rights. It's, so hopefully even though I have not that big of a platform, I still want to talk about things that matter and human rights and things like that. The more that we talk about it, the more it'll put heat on them to stop this from happening. I don't even know. ICE in itself is just, I don't know, it kind of scares me, just what's going on in the States. And that's why if you do live in the States, I really urge you to vote when, I think it's November. Please go out and vote. Please make a change, because even though I don't live in the States, I live close to the border. This affects us all, and it affects everyone. It's a human rights issue, and all these racist things that have been happening ever since, Trump took office shouldn't continue to happen. And I don't know, hopefully the women that this happened to will come forward, because, obviously they'll try to explain it away, call it a lie. But if enough women come forward and they speak up, and if this is really what happened to them, hopefully it'll prevent this from happening to anybody else, and hopefully they'll be able to get some kind of compensation for that. Not that any amount of money would ever make up for that, but it can kind of start to make I think you call it a reparation of some kind. I could be wrong. But yeah, if you know anyone that has gone through this, tell them to come forward. This is just sad. It's really sad what's going on in the States. The racism, hopefully it will end. And the person that can make a change is you. If you're American, please go out and vote. And yeah, whoever was doing this, if it's true, is just a sick fuck. I'm sorry to say it. But yes, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and what you think. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you in the next one.